Hello, this is Saturday Morning Flow, hour of movement and breath work. We are going to begin in a heart bench. So you need 2 blocks for that. One block will be on the highest height at the back of the mat. Next block will be on the second highest height. So it will look like an I shape. And then we'll sit in front. Soles of the feet together, knees open wide. When you lie back, that second block should be at the center of the spine. And that high block, you will rest your head, making sure that your chin is tucked. Arms can lay long beside you, palms facing the ceiling. Once you've found your posture, let's take a deep breath in through the nose and open the mouth, exhale. You can soften into it. If this is feeling like a lot for your hips, you can always bring your knees in together, soles of the feet on the mat, and walk your feet as wide as the mat. Knock the knees in together. Another option. Take another deep breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale. Allowing your knees to become heavy. Gentle opening for the hips. Allowing your shoulder blades to wrap around the block. And taking a moment to settle into your space. Every time I'm in this posture, I like to think about a few things that I'm grateful for. Gratitude, one quality of the heart. So maybe that's one thing that you think about on this Saturday morning. Take one more deep breath in through the nose. And open the mouth, exhale, let it go. If your eyes are closed, maybe you blink them open. And to come out of this posture, let's move our palms first. And if your knees are out to the side, use your palms to guide your knees back into center, nice and gentle. And then we'll tuck our elbows very close to our body and press our body up, lifting our head first. And coming to a seat with our knees bent in front of us. And we'll just tuck our head towards our knees. Just countering that posture a little bit. Should feel a little bit of relief, maybe, in the back, in the spine, in the back of the neck. Let's take one more breath. And we'll inhale, coming back up, lifting the head. Cool. If you got your blocks behind you, let's place them off to the side, maybe towards the top of the mat so you can grab them easily. We'll cross our legs and come to hands and knees. Hands directly underneath your shoulders, knees directly underneath your hips. Fingertips spread nice and wide. Let's do some cat-cows. On the inhale, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze. Exhale, rounding the spine. Good. Inhale, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze. Open the collarbone, open the heart. Exhale, rounding the spine. Pressing the floor away. Tucking the tailbone. Let's do another one. Opening the heart on the inhale. Rounding the shoulders on the exhale. And let's continue that, but make it a little bit bigger this time. On the inhale, maybe you slide your hips forward, more sort of like an upward dog. And on the exhale, you can round the spine. Maybe you tuck the toes, press your hips towards your heels, like you're sort of coming back down into a child's pose. Good. Inhale, let's come back up. Lifting the heart, maybe sliding the hips forward a little bit, opening the collarbone. Just go to where it feels good for you today. Exhale, let's press it back. Maybe you tuck the tailbone under, seat towards your heels. Good. Let's do one more, just like that. Exhale, we tuck the toes under, sending the hips backwards. And since your toes are tucked, on the inhale, let's lift our hips, lift our knees, and come to a downward facing dog. Finding that spot that feels good for you today, maybe pressing the heels down towards the mat, noticing the big toe mound, the little toe mound, knees slightly bent, reaching the butt up towards the sky. Let's press the heart and the armpits towards the knees. Notice how that feels. Maybe you get a little bit of a stretch in your side body and your shoulders, the back of the shoulders. On the inhale, let's sort of round the shoulders, pressing them towards the front of the mat. Noticing how that feels. And next exhale, let's try and find that sweet spot again where it feels good in between. The spine feels nice and long. Relaxing the head, gaze comes to the belly. Let's take one more breath. And we'll lower down into a child's pose. Knees open wide, toes together, relaxing the forehead down. Relaxing the forearms. After a lot of time in a downward facing dog, in a child's pose, I like to flip my palms so that they face the sky. So you can try that. It might feel really good for you. I think it feels great in the shoulders, and it's a little bit of a relief in your wrists. You can always roll out your wrists as well while you're here. Let's take one more breath in our child's pose. Then we'll flip the palms back if they're facing towards the sky. And on the inhale, lift the seat. Coming back to hands and knees, adjusting the knees first. And then tuck the toes under, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Cool. On the inhale, let's lift the right leg to the sky. Three-legged dog, sending the left heel down towards the mat. Let's try to keep the shoulders squared. We'll bend that right knee and open the hip, pointing the toes towards the sky. Cool. Again, trying to keep the shoulders squared. Let's take one more breath. And then we'll square off the hips, straighten the leg, and bend the knee in towards the nose, rounding the spine. Good. Let's bring that right foot to the inside of the palms. Maybe you come up to your fingertips or you grab your blocks, but we're just going to drop that back knee and untuck the toes, reaching the arms up towards the sky. Good. One breath. On the exhale, we just come right back down. Hands come down to frame out the foot, tucking the back toes under, lifting the back knee, stepping the right foot back into our downward facing dog. On the inhale, lift the left leg to the sky. Sending the right heel down towards the mat, you're flexing the left toes. Let's bend that left knee and open the hip. See if you can keep your shoulders squared as much as you can. Still sending that left or the right heel down towards the mat. Should feel really good in the back of the right leg. Let's take one more breath. Good. We'll square off the hip, straighten the leg, bend the knee in towards the nose, round the spine. Step the foot in between the hands. You can come onto your fingertips. Let's drop that back knee, untuck the toes, reach the arms up towards the sky. Good. Exhale, hands come down to frame out the foot, tucking the back toes under, lifting the knee. Let's step the right foot forward into a forward fold. Cool. You can grab opposite elbows here, rock side to side. Let that head hang heavy. You can bend the knees just a little bit if you need to, or a lot, but still reach the butt up towards the sky as much as you can. Let's take one more breath here. On the exhale, let's relax the palms down. Inhale, let's lift halfway to our flat back. Crown of the head reaching forward, opening the collarbone, opening the heart. Exhale, fold. Cool. Inhale, arms reach up towards the sky. Lift the gaze all the way to standing. Exhale, hands through heart center. And down by your sides, mountain pose. Gaze can come to the tip of the nose. Feel your feet nice and steady and stable. Maybe imagining roots coming down out of your feet into the earth. One more breath. On the inhale, let's reach the arms up towards the sky. Lift the gaze. Exhale, let's swan dive. Lead with your heart. Bend your knees, fold forward. Good, let's plant the palms. Take a big step back with the left foot, and we'll drop that back knee, untuck the toes, reach the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, hands come down to frame out the foot, tuck the back toes under, lift the knee, right foot steps back, downward facing dog. Good, lower knees, chest, chin on the exhale. We'll take an inhale here, and on the exhale, lower the belly, untuck the toes, press the palms into the mat, reach the heart forward and up. Exhale it back, downward facing. Good, left leg lifts to the sky. Bend the knee towards the nose, around the spine. Step that foot in between the hands. Let's drop the back knee, untuck the toes, reach the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, hands come down to frame out the foot, tucking the back toes under, lifting the knee, stepping that right foot forward. Forward fold. On the inhale, we come all the way to standing, reaching the arms up towards the sky, lifting the gaze. Exhale, hands through heart center and down by our sides. Good, let's continue that other side. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, swan dive, fold forward. Inhale, let's step that right foot back, drop the knee, untuck the toes, arms reach up towards the sky. Good. Exhale, hands come down to frame out the foot, tucking the back toes under, lifting the stepping that left foot back, downward facing. We lower knees, chest, chin. We'll stay here for the inhale. And on the exhale, you're squeezing the shoulder blades together, reaching the heart forward and up, baby cobra. Exhale it back, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts to the sky. Bend the knee towards the nose, around the spine. Step that foot in between the hands. Let's drop the back knee, untuck the toes. Arms reach up. Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands come down to frame out the foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee. Step that left foot forward. Inhale, we reach it all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands come down to frame out the foot. Oops, excuse me, exhale. Hands by your side. We're still standing, we're in our mountain pose. One classical sun salutation. Let's continue that movement, but we'll add a little bit more this time. On the inhale, let's reach the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, swan dive, fold forward. Let's add a halfway lift. On the inhale, flat back, hands can come to your shins, open collarbone. Exhale, hands come down to frame out the feet. We'll take a big step back with the left foot, coming to our fingertips or maybe to blocks. Let's drop that back heel, twist the foot down. We're coming up into a warrior two. So let's cartwheel those hands up. Nice wide stance. Exhale, soften into it. Gaze comes over the right fingertips. You're pressing the blade of the left foot into the mat. Maybe you gaze at that right big toe. See if you can see it over the right knee. If you can't, maybe you press that knee off towards the side. Let's take one more breath here, and we're going to come into an extended side angle. So we'll bend the right elbow, place that hand on the thigh. With the left hand, we'll reach it down towards the mat first, up, forward, and around, reaching towards the front of the mat. Maybe the gaze comes underneath the left arm, if it's okay in your neck. Notice that right palm. See if it's relaxed. Maybe like you're holding a tray. Breath. And on the inhale, we'll come back to a warrior two. Good, one more breath. And we'll cartwheel the hands down to frame out the foot. Step that right foot back into a plank. And let's lower knees, chest, chin here. Squeezing the elbows together. Let's lower the belly, untuck the toes, reach the heart forward and up. Press it back, downward facing dog. Good. Left leg lifts to the sky. Bend the knee towards the nose, around the spine. Step that foot in between the hands. Good. We're going to come into our warrior two, so drop that back heel. Cartwheel the hands up. Warrior two. Good. Exhale, soften. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Maybe gaze towards the right fingertips. Notice if that hand is in line with the front. Bending into the left knee a tiny bit more. Let's take one more breath. And we'll come into a side angle. So let's bend that left elbow. Place the forearm on the thigh. And we'll swing our right arm around towards the bottom, towards the mat first. And forward, up and around over your head. Pressing that right shoulder back so you're opening the heart. Should feel really good all the way from the right blade of the foot to the fingertips. Opening the side body. Notice your left palm. Can you soften it? Let's take one more breath. And then on the inhale, come back to your warrior two. Exhale, soften. Good. Inhale. Exhale, let's cartwheel the hands down to frame out the foot, stepping that left foot back into your plank. And you can knees, chest, chin here, but if you're ready, maybe you bend the elbows halfway down to your chaturanga. On the inhale, you'll untuck the toes, reach the heart forward and up to your baby cobra or upward facing dog. Nice wide collarbone. Exhale it back to your downward facing. Good. 3 breaths here. On the next inhale, let's bend the knees a lot. Look forward in between the hands. step it forward into a flat back. Exhale, we'll fold forward. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky, all the way to standing. Exhale, hands through heart center, down by your sides. Cool, let's continue. On the inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, swan dive, lead with your heart. Inhale, let's lift halfway to our flat back. Exhale, we'll plant the palms down, take a big step back with the right foot. Coming to our fingertips first. Let's drop that back heel. And we'll cartwheel our hands up into a warrior two. Exhale, soften. Cool. Let's bend the left elbow. Down and around and up. Side angle. Extended side angle. Opening the right side of the body. Maybe the gaze comes underneath that right arm, sending the right shoulder back. One more breath. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, soften. Let's flip the front palm, reach it forward, and we'll send it back, radiating your warrior. On the inhale, let's straighten that left knee. Exhale, we'll bend back into that left knee. Arms reach out to a warrior two. And we'll cartwheel the hands down to frame out the foot. Stepping that left foot back into your plank. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. We'll meet in our downward facing dog. All right, right leg lifts to the sky. Bend the knee towards the nose, round the spine, and then step the foot in between the hands. Back heel comes down, and we'll cartwheel our hands up into our warrior two. Exhale, softening. Good. Pressing that blade of the left foot into the mat. Let's bend that right elbow. Sweep the left arm down and around, up over your head. Gaze comes underneath that left arm. Pressing the left shoulder back, opening the heart. Bend into the right knee a tiny bit more. On the inhale, warrior two. Good, let's flip the front palm, reach it forward, send it back, radiate your warrior. And let's straighten that right knee. Good, on the inhale, let's bend the right knee, coming back to our warrior two. And we'll cartwheel the hands down to frame out the foot. Let's step that right foot back. Knees, chest, chin, or exhale, chaturanga. Squeeze the elbows together, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale, untuck the toes, reach the heart forward and up. Nice wide collarbone. Exhale, press it back. Downward facing dog. Good. 3 breaths. Sending the heels down towards the mat, reaching the hips towards the sky. On the next inhale, you'll bend the knees a lot. Look forward in between your hands. step to the front of the mat into a forward fold. Good. Let's lift halfway to our flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky, all the way to standing. And exhale, hands come down through heart center and down by your sides. Mountain pose. Let's take one more breath and then soften. Cool. If you're facing the front of the mat, let's stand hips width distance. Your hands can come to your hips. We are going to relax the shoulders away from the ears and come into our balanced posture. So what we'll do is first we'll bring our palms behind us, clasp our hands together behind our back. And we'll then bring our palms to the left hip. So you're squeezing your shoulder blades together, squeezing your elbows together, opening your collarbone and opening your heart. And we'll start to lean all of the weight into the left foot. Picking that right foot up off the mat, bending it in towards your belly. Let's guide the left or the right ankle over the left thigh. Make sure you're flexing the right toes, and then you can start to bend into that left knee. Gaze comes to one point in front of you. On the wall, or maybe the tip of your nose. You're squeezing your elbows together, squeezing your shoulder blades together. See if you can bend into the left knee a little bit more. One more breath. Good. And inhale, let's straighten that left knee first, coming to standing. We'll take the right foot off of the thigh, place it back down on the mat, release the arms, and shake it out. Cool. When you're ready, let's come to the other side. Palms come together behind you. Maybe you place the awkward thumb on top this time. Hands come to the left or the right hip. Squeezing the shoulder blades together, squeeze the elbows together. Let's start to lean all of the weight into the right foot, picking the left foot up off the mat, guiding the ankle over your thigh, and bending into that right knee. Gaze comes to one point in front of you, and you are breathing and smiling. See if you can bend into that right knee a tiny bit more. One more breath. Good. And inhale. Straightening the right leg. Placing the left foot on the mat first. Releasing the arms. Shaking it out. Whew, nice work. On the inhale, let's reach the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, swan dive, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway to your flat back. Exhale, fold. Let's take a big step back with the left foot. We'll take a step back with the right foot coming into our plank. And on the next exhale, let's bend halfway down to our chaturanga. Last one. Inhale and tuck the toes, reach the heart forward and up. Exhale, press it back to your downward facing dog. Good. Right leg lifts to the sky. Sending the left heel down towards the mat. Let's bend the right knee, open the hip. See if you can square off the shoulders. Good. On the next inhale, let's square off the hip, straighten the leg, and then we'll bend the knee in towards the nose, rounding the spine. And we'll pause here, spine rounded. Take one more breath. And then let's drop that knee and shin down. We can drop the back knee, untuck the toes. Let's walk the hands back to a proud pigeon first. Gaze comes back behind you, looking at that left leg, making sure it's nice and straight. Good. See if you can bring your palms away from the mat. And when you're ready, we can begin to fold forward. If your right hip is really far away from the mat, you can guide a block underneath of it, or maybe just a pillow or a blanket. Otherwise, you can make your way down onto your forearms. Maybe you make a little pillow with your palms. Rest your forehead on a block or your palms. Pigeon pose. Anytime I'm deeply opening the hips, I make sure to bring my attention to my jaw. Just notice if it's clenched. See if I can guide the breath there. And relax the jaw. Let's take one more breath here. Wherever you are, on the next inhale, you'll lift your head. If your palms are not on the mat, you can bring them up first. We'll tuck the back toes under, lift the knee. And then bring that right leg back behind us. Anything you need to roll that hip out, so maybe you flip your dog, maybe you just roll out that knee. When you're ready, we'll meet in a downward dog. And we'll reach the left leg to the sky. Bend the knee and open the hip. Sending the right heel down towards the mat, squaring off the shoulders. Good. Let's square off the hip, straighten the leg, bend the knee in towards the nose, round the spine. Let's hold it. A few breaths. Strengthening the arms, working the abs. One more breath. And then exhale, placing the shin and the knee onto the mat. Dropping that back knee, untucking the toes, walking the hands back first. Gaze at that right foot. Make sure it's nice and straight. Pick the palms off of the mat first. And then making sure to place something underneath that hip. Guiding your body down nice and gentle. Relaxing the forehead down on a block, or maybe your palms, and softening. Again, guiding your attention to those areas that are still holding tension. Maybe the space between your eyebrows, your jaw, your shoulders. On your next inhale, let's lift the head first. Placing your props off to the side if you have them. We'll bring the palms back to the mat if they're not already there. Tuck the toes under. Lift that right knee and bring the left leg behind you. Maybe bending the knee, making circles with the hip. You can flip your dog. And when you're ready, we'll meet in a downward facing. Let's inhale, roll the body forward into a plank. And on the exhale, last one, let's bend the elbows halfway down to chaturanga. And then we'll bend them all the way down, coming to our bellies. Keeping the palms right next to our chest, let's bring the chin or the forehead to the mat. Squeezing the toes together as much as you can. On the inhale, we'll press into the mat, press our hips, press our palms, reach the crown of the head forward, and then lift the shoulders up, lifting the heart, opening the collarbone, baby cobra. Pressing the tops of the feet into the mat. Let's take one more breath and exhale it back down. One cheek to the mat. You can rock your hips side to side if that feels good. And we'll do that again. So bring the chin or the forehead to the mat. On the inhale, pressing the hips, pressing the palms down. Let's reach the crown of the head forward and lift it up. Let's press the top of the feet into the mat, and maybe this time you lift your palms, squeezing the elbows together, squeezing the shoulders together. One more breath, and exhale it down. Other cheek to the mat. Relaxing your buttocks. We'll do that one more time. Let's bring the chin or the forehead to the mat. On the inhale, reaching the crown of the head forward, pressing the palms into the mat, we'll lift our heart up. And then when you're ready, we'll lift the palms. Nice 3 deep breaths. Maybe lifting the palms a little bit higher. One more breath. And exhale, relax it down. Arms can come long beside you, palms facing the ceiling, one cheek to the mat. Maybe you rock your hips side to side. Good. When you're ready, we'll bring the palms back towards the chest and just roll our body over onto our backs. Good. Let's bring the knees in towards the chest. Arms come out to a T or a cactus shape. And we'll just come into a twist, so we'll drop the knees over to the right, gaze comes over the left shoulder. You're welcome to guide your knees a little bit further using your right hand, making sure to keep that left shoulder on the mat. We're starting to wind down, but still staying present in the body and in the breath. On the next inhale, we'll bring the knees back to center, head back to center. Just pausing here. And then let's guide the knees over to the left. Gaze can come over the right shoulder. Maybe using the left hand to guide the knees down, making sure to keep the right shoulder on the mat. Next inhale, let's bring the knees back to center, head back to center. You can drop the soles of the feet to the mat. We'll roll over onto one side and guide your body back up into a sitting posture. We are going to end just like we began, in a heart bench. This time, let's do a restorative heart bench. So it's a little bit different if you have a pillow. You can bring that in. But we'll set our blocks up, one on the second highest height, the next on the lowest height, like a little shelf. And then, with your pillow, you'll place that right on top, making a little ramp. Any height that you have is good, so if you don't have blocks, you can just use a pillow or maybe a rolled up blanket. We'll bring the soles of the feet together, knees open wide, and then I'm going to use 2 more blankets. So if you have 2 more blocks, maybe you use them underneath your knees. I'm just going to place it so that my thighs are resting on the blanket for some support. And when you're ready, you can start to lie back. arms come to a T, palms facing the sky. Once we're there, let's take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale, let it go. Maybe returning to that which you are grateful for today. Breathing those things into your heart. Every exhale softening. Allowing your eyes to become heavy. Just enjoying this gentle heart opener. You have a few options. You're welcome to stay in this heart bench as long as you need. You're welcome also to extend your legs long. And remain in this supported Shavasana. You are also welcome to roll over onto one side. Remove the props from your mat and roll back to your back. Any option you choose for your final resting pose. Once you get there, let's take a final cleansing breath, inhaling deep in through the nose. Opening the mouth. Nothing left to do. Wherever you are, begin to allow your awareness to come back into your body, deepening the breath, making small movements, wiggling fingers and toes. Maybe you reach your arms up overhead, point your toes, arch your back for a nice good morning stretch. And when you're ready, you can roll over onto your favorite side. And again, when you're ready, you can press your palm into the mat, treating your body nice and gentle, coming back to your seat, keeping your eyes closed. Pause here in our seat for just a moment. Let's bring our palms together at heart center. Bow our chin towards our chest in gratitude of our body, of our breath. And as always, let's ask that this practice be a benefit to all beings. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much for sharing your practice with me. If you liked it, please share it with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe.